Hello and welcome. Jonathan Bradshaw here with this week's Metology Minute from sunny Oklahoma. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had an argument, had conflict with someone else that's left you feeling frustrated and annoyed? I mean, it's probably a silly question. If you're like me and all the people watching this week's video, the answer is yes. We just don't get on an interpersonal level with everyone, do we? It's not possible. So how can you overcome the negative impact that having conflict with someone can induce in you? Well, I've got one question that psychology suggests you can ask yourself that can really help reduce those negative impacts. The insight comes from Canada, where psychologists at the University of Waterloo asked a group of people to think about a time in their relationship where they'd had conflict. And then they split that group into two and asked one group, the first group, to think about that now. Imagine that's happening now. How do you feel? What's the impact on you emotionally? How do you see the other person? How forgiveful are you of them? How are you thinking about them? Then with the other group, they asked the one question that this Metology Minute is based about. They asked the following: how will you feel in a year's time? How will you feel in a year's time? That simple question got people to think away from the present and to think of the future. And just having that different perspective really affected the levels of anger and frustration and the negative emotions people felt towards the person or group of people involved. People felt more forgiving, more pragmatic. They weren't so annoyed. A great impact if you want to overcome conflict. You see it from a different perspective. You feel less emotionally affected by it, simply by thinking, how will you feel in a year's time? It's a great, simple question to ask yourself. And of course, as I mentioned, it was based in romantic relationships, but use it for all kinds of situations. At work, you've had an argument with your family and maybe with your loved one. How will you feel in a year's time? Asking yourself that may just help you overcome the conflict far more quickly than otherwise would have been possible. I'll be back in a week's time with some more Metology, helping you thrive professionally and personally by sharing fascinating science on exceptional people skills. I'll be still here in a week's time, I think, so from America I suspect I'll see you in a week. Until then, have a great 7 days. See you then. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.